Hello, everyone. This is Chala Dinkoy, CEO and founder of the Repositioning Expert, coming to you live with another Tuesday Tea Time with Chala. That is real tea, and that is hitting the spot on this cold, cold Toronto day. I am so excited today. I am jubilant with pride. Just got off the call with one of my clients, and she is actually going to be a guest one of these days, but she won $1 million contract. I mean, it's actually, a lot bigger, but her profit will be that. And I am so excited to tell you, we went through all the steps and all the winning factors step by step. I'm going to take you through how she presented what she did and what she wishes she did. So here are, and I can't yet disclose who it is because they're, just finalizing the details, but it will all, you don't really care who it is. You want to know how it was done, but so she will let you know all who she is and the details of all that. But I want to tell you exactly all the success steps. And I'm so proud of her because she incorporated some of these things, even though they were brand new to her. She's a relatively new client, but she was able to incorporate it into what she already knew. And therefore it was such a huge success. So number one thing that she did, and one of the things that we did change, was she did not start the presentation talking about herself or her capabilities. And that's one thing that she credits me with. Start with them. And in fact, start with the challenges. You go straight in. It's like going into a movie, into the juiciest scene instead of having to go through the, credits. So, and to be honest, that's how most companies start, is they start talking about themselves. Go straight, first slide, start talking about them and their challenges. Now, at the very beginning, even before she went into the challenges, we came up with something called the Phoenix Rising story. So it sets up you as the person who actually faced the problem that they came to you with, and how you solved it and why you're doing so well now. So in this case, she married their number one pain that they told them that they had, which was really, the use of AI, and how this other company had really fallen down and let things fall down because of the use of AI. And so she talked about how when she was, being serviced by someone when she was on the client side, that it didn't go well and that there was nobody who could help her. And so that, first of all, got their attention, gained her trust, and was really relevant because she also married the story of how she, her personal, why did she start this company? So it was all like trust, really good, huge bond right at the beginning. And then the case studies started. And that's really how I always build presentations, is that the Phoenix Rising story, their challenges, and then the case studies around their challenges, exactly which ones you solved. Obviously, you want to solve their top five, and then you marry your methodology. So one of the things that they did was they talked about the granular details of their methodology as a part of the case study, which is always formed as what was the challenge, what did you do as the methodology, and then what was the result. And that's what they did, and no others did that from the feedback that they got. Another thing that they did is they incorporated actual testimonials into the case studies. And for example, one of the events that they drove traffic to was so successful that extra chairs had to be brought in. I mean, these are really, really credible, and also add a sort of visual sort of dynamic into being able to see what their business is going to be like if they work together with this company. And then always make sure that your case studies demonstrate what they're looking for. So one of the things that they said was they were looking for a checkpoints of fail points, or fail safes. So again, they did that using a case study, and they showed their capability. The next thing they did was they demonstrated how they would marry two of their competencies together. So they buy media and they do creative, but what they actually wanted to demonstrate was how different media and different creative was went together and that they had to be, strategized together. So thank God they did not give them a whole creative. They did not give them too much. This is a huge mistake that a lot of clients do, is they give too much. And when I was a brand manager, that's what companies would come in. I mean, agencies would come in and they would deliver us a whole slew of work that we just didn't use, or we didn't, or, if the company that you're pitching is not that trustworthy, they could even take all of your ideas and they could give it to someone in-house, or even, the incumbent who wins. So I strongly was against them doing a lot of creative, but they only showed one simple way of marrying the creative strategy with the media strategy. And that was something that they don't think their other competitors did. And then they showed why they were different. So some of the things they did was they showed the ability of their campaigns to turn on a dime. They showed how they could, once the campaign was set, just be able to, change something because something in the news changed, or something became less relevant, or something went wrong. So that reactive, being able to be reactive and responsive, the high responsiveness, it was something that they talked about and demonstrated again in those stories. They showed the live dashboard demo of the reporting. Now, this was something that was requested, but what wasn't the same as what they know that their current vendor wasn't giving them was the transparency. So they showed that they would be able to demonstrate the transparency of what their margins were and how much they were taking off of the third parties that they were using. So this was something new. So these were things that they know they had better than their other competitors and the current vendor. So the current vendor didn't give them any of this. Now, all of this won them the award. And the meeting went way longer than they thought that it would go, or that was budgeted. Now, and when I asked my client, like, what is it that you think you could have done better, or would like to do better next time, or have learned from this? And she said two things. One was she could have asked, so part of the 5-step sales conversation that I teach is, and this is the critical part, and a lot of companies do not do this, a lot of you don't ever get to this, is to find out what is the cost of not having a solution for why they're looking for you. So what is the cost of the pain? What is the consequence of the pain, both for the company and for the person who's hiring you, the hiring manager or the purchasing manager? And she said that was something that they could have asked, but in their case, it didn't hurt them that much because the company already expressed they were in urgency and in so much pain, and what the pain was. Now, they never, like my clients never asked them to quantify it. That could have been the next step to have them get more urgent. But honestly, in this case, it really luckily wasn't necessary. But for you, if you're going into a sales meeting and you actually want to increase the urgency or find out what the urgency is of the problem, this is a question you cannot miss, which is, how much is this problem costing you right now? How much is it costing you now, and for the company and for yourself? I'm feeling like a tickle, so I had to put that on. And the other thing is, the second thing she thought of was maybe we could have hid the identity of the case studies of the other companies in case they have to leave behind, and so that there's no other issues. Now, never change the results of the numeric results in terms of, you can use percentages if you don't want to reveal actual financial data, but you can't, unless you have permission from current clients, do not use their name, and just say what industry and what size kind of thing, and give a few details that would make them similar to the client that you're presenting to, so they understand that they're apples to apples comparison when they're listening to the case studies. And all that, what you're trying to do is, I know your pain, I've worked with your pain, I've solved that pain, and here's what happened to them. That's all your presentation needs to be. And really, honestly, she could not think of any other thing that she could have changed or added. And I'm So, so proud of them. So happy. And hopefully one day soon, she's going to come and tell you the actual details and how they worked as a team to get that, to land that plane, as they say. So I am so happy. I am off to a little bit of warm sun next week, and I will see you in 2 weeks. And no, I won't be tanned because I do not tan, I burn. So I will see you either sunburned or as white as a ghost as usual. I'll see you next week. Take care. Oh, 2 weeks from now. Take care. Bye bye.